Hey, it's time for tonight's bedtime story, and I guess you know what we're doing. We're doing part two of the story of Owen and his pets. And when we left off, Babiba, Kashiba, and Owen, along with their new friend Lincoln, were leaving the park to go home because Owen wanted to talk to his parents. But Lincoln promised to tell Owen the story of his life on the way home. Are you ready for this? Okay, great. So they start leaving the park. So, what is your story, Lincoln? Owen asked. Well, a long time ago, I had several brothers and sisters. We were born in a barn and lived there for a few weeks. My mother was struggling to keep us all together in one spot. Eventually, we started walking and then running, and we were running around the barn, and there were other animals in the barn, like these great big animals. And my mother said that there was a couple of horses and a milk cow. Well, Mother told us to always stay close by and try not to walk too far away. Well, living in the back of that barn wasn't so bad. It was warm and dry for all of us. Well, one day, there was a man that came in the barn to feed those big animals. And my little sister was standing and watching the man. Mom kept telling her to come back over here. Don't let the man see you. But my sister's curiosity got the best of her, and she just stood there watching him. Well, the man started walking towards the back of the barn where we were. Well, she got startled and jumped, and she turned and ran and hit her head on a bucket. Well, that bucket made so much noise, the man jerked around and saw her, scrambling to hide, and he followed her over there, and he said, well, now, what do we have here? Well, the man started moving some things around, and that's when he found us huddled around Mom. Oh, the man became furious. He said, what are you doing here in my barn? Needless to say, the man was not very friendly. He yelled at us again, you stay right here and don't move. I'll be right back. Well, we were all very frightened. Well, the man came back with this huge box. He picked all the puppies up and put us all in this box. Mom was barking very loud. This caused all the other animals to start making lots of noise, and the cow was mooing so loud it was really scaring us. The man chased our mom out of the barn, and he put us in the back of that truck and drove away. What happened next? Asked Babiba. Well, it seems like we rode in the back of that truck for miles. I decided I didn't want to be in that box any longer, nor did I want to be in the back of that truck. So I got my brothers and my sisters together, and we started pushing on that box back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Finally, it turned over, and we all escaped the box. But the sides of the truck were a little too high for us to jump out. But there was some stuff piled up in the back of that truck that I could climb up on to see what was going on. And the truck started coming to a stop. And I looked up and there was this big red sign. Well, I learned later it was called a stop sign, which made the man stop. Well, when he stopped, I jumped out. And boy, did I ever hurt myself. I hurt my shoulder and my leg really bad. But when I looked up, the truck was pulling away. And my sister had gotten up on something, was looking out the truck, and she just said, bye, brother. And that was the last time I saw my family. Wow, that's a sad story, said Owen. I'm so sorry this happened to you. How did you take care of yourself this whole time? Asked Kashiba. Lincoln said, well, it wasn't easy. I was missing my mom very bad, and I was getting hungry. So I sat there on the side of the road for a very long time, and I just wondered what I was going to do when this other truck pulled up to that same sign. A lot of cars had gone by, but nobody stopped or anything. But this one truck, it stopped. And this kid jumped out, picked me up, and put her in her lap, and we started down the road. I was fortunate enough to find a nice person to pick me up, but I was still a little scared. Well, what happened then? Asked Babiba. I stayed with this nice family for almost a year. Then one day the family had gone shopping and left me at home. They did that every once in a while. It was no big deal. I just laid around and slept most of the time. Life was good. The food was plentiful and everything was great. But then there was smoke coming out of one of the rooms. I didn't understand what was going on, so I started coughing. I looked around the corner to see what was happening, and the house was on fire. Oh, my goodness. I started running through the house to see if there was anyone anywhere. I got so scared I wasn't sure what to do. Luckily, my owners had a doggy door installed. I ran out the door that led to the backyard, and I turned around and I just watched the house as it started to burn really bad. I even heard the fire trucks coming. Right then, a big board was on fire, and it fell from the top of the house, and it almost hit me. I took off running, and I've been running ever since. Whew. Wow, that's a sad story, Lincoln, said Owen. So you did have an owner at one time. Oh, yes, said Lincoln. It seems so long ago. Do you remember their name? Asked Owen. Her name was Christy. Well, what was her last name, Lincoln? Maybe we can find her. Last name? Um, you mean humans have more than one name? All I ever knew was Christy, who had a brother named Jake, and her parents' names were Mom and Dad. That's all I know. Well, Owen said, we're almost home. Look, now let me do the talking to my parents, okay? Well, Babiba, Kashiba, and Lincoln all got together and started laughing. They said, don't worry. We're going to let you do all the talking. Owen, realizing what he had said, he busted out laughing too. Okay, I got it. Even if you do talk around them, they won't understand you, right? Right, said Lincoln. I said, good, okay. Well, the four of them reached the steps to the house and walked up onto the porch. Lincoln, you stay here on the porch while I go talk to my folks. Babiba, Kashiba, you come with me. So the three of them went inside and left Lincoln on the porch. Well, now, Owen's mom said, just where have you three been? We just went down to the park to play. Sorry if we stayed too long, said Owen. Oh, that's all right, said Mom. I knew you wouldn't stay out too late. Say, Mom, where's Dad? I kind of need to talk to both of you. Oh, Dad had to work a little late. He should be pulling up any second. Uh-oh, Owen thought. Dad's not home yet, and Lincoln is sitting on the front porch. I better go get him right now. Hey, said Owen's dad as he comes walking through the door. Anyone know why there's a huge dog sitting out here on our front porch? Well, I do, Dad. But can we talk about it over supper? Sure we can, Owen. Go get washed up, and you can tell me all about it. And that is the end of Chapter 2 of the story of Lincoln with Owen and his pets. I'll have the third chapter already. It's already ready to go, but we'll save it for tomorrow night. How about that? Now, before we go, we're going to practice a couple of things. We're going to practice how to say the two names of the most important characters in the whole story, Babiba and Kashiba. So everybody all together now. So let's say Babiba's name, okay? 1, 2, 3, Babiba! Now, come on. I barely heard any of you. Two of those kids on the other end of the couch are not talking. Okay, all right, I see one of them might be a little young, but still, let's all get together. All right, one real loud. Okay, parents, I want you guys can get in on this too. Don't be shy. All right. So let's start with the one dog. Babiba. You can say it like that too. That's kind of funny. Now the cat's name. Let's all say that. 1, 2, 3. Kashiba. All right, good. Now we're done. How about that? All right. See you next time for the third chapter of What's Up with Lincoln. Hey, thanks for joining me for another adventure of Uncle Steve's Bedtime Stories. Check back with me in a couple of days. We'll follow up on this one. Hey, don't listen to that guy. I'll be back tomorrow night, okay? See you then.